What's going on YouTube? It's your boy here, the chosen one, aka Jamal, and I'm back for another reaction video. Today I'm going to be reacting to 10 riddles that will blow your mind. Now I'm wondering what these kind of riddles are that are going to blow my mind. But yeah, let's see.
If you consider yourself to be a great outside-the-box thinker, then this video will put you to the test. These brain teasers have solutions that are not immediately obvious, but will require creativity and indirect reasoning to find the answers. Get ready to test your brain power, and also to pause the video before we give you the solution. A man comes to a bridge guarded by a warrior. The warrior says that to cross the bridge, the man must make a statement. But if the warrior thinks the statement is true, he will cut the man's heart out. However, if he thinks it's false, he'll chop off the man's head. The man is able to pass, leaving the warrior stumped. What statement did he make? Answer: you will chop off my head. If you had a hard time coming up with this one, we're guessing it might be pretty obvious.
I didn't get to pause it in time.
The warrior will only chop off the man's head if he thinks a false statement has been made. So the man's statement puts the warrior in an unbreakable logical loop. If the man's statement is true, the warrior must cut out the man's heart, which would make the statement false. But if the statement is false, the warrior must cut off the man's head, which would make the statement true. There is no action the warrior can take which makes good on his original threat, so he must let the man pass.
Fair enough.
What starts and ends with the letter E but contains only one letter? Answer: an envelope. This riddle stumps many because we tend to think only of the word that starts with the letter E, not the object it represents. And of course, there is more than one type of letter. The word envelope indeed starts and ends with the letter E, and an actual envelope contains one letter, the kind that you write and mail away. It turns into a different story. What is it?
I have no clue. I'm not good with riddles. I'll be here all day.
A spiral staircase. This riddle is also a tough one to crack because we tend to assign specific meaning to the words turn and story when the statement is phrased this way. But we're not looking for something that becomes a different story of the type you read in a book. A spiral staircase literally turns into a different story of the house it's built into. Only extremely nimble outside-the-box thinkers got this one right away.
I wouldn't have got that at all.
How far can a dog run into the woods?
As far as it can.
Answer: only halfway. Here's another question that doesn't seem like it should have a specific answer, but it does. The woods must refer to a forest, and forests are only so large. Therefore, a dog can only run halfway into the woods. After that, he's running out of the woods. There was a plane crash in which every single person on board died, yet many passengers who were on the plane at the time of the crash survived. How is it possible? Answer: because there were passengers aboard who were not single. The phrase that trips many people up on this stumper is every single person, which our brains will tend to automatically assume means everyone. But in this case, we're going by the other definition of single, not married. So despite the fact that every single person died, this extremely unusual plane crash did indeed have survivors, all the married people. A man lives on the 10th floor of a building. Every day he takes the elevator to the ground floor and goes to work. When he comes home, he goes to the 7th floor and takes the stairs the rest of the way. If there are other people in the elevator, or it is raining, he goes directly to his floor. He hates walking. Why does he do it? Answer: because he can't reach the button for floor 10. This classic riddle takes strong deductive reasoning to solve. We must look at what we know is true and use the evidence to find the logical conclusion. Our best clues here are the conditions that allow the man to ride all the way up to his floor. We know that he can reach the button for the lobby with no problem. If there are other passengers in the elevator, the man can have one of them press his button for him. If it's raining, he'll be carrying his umbrella, which he can use to push the button himself. On all other days, however, our vertically challenged man can only reach as high as the button for floor 7 and must take the stairs for the remaining 3 floors. 3 frogs sit on a bank. One of them decides to jump in the water. How many are left? Answer: all 3. Pay attention to the clever wording of the riddle. Just because one of the frogs decided to jump doesn't mean that he actually jumped. Maybe he'll jump in an hour, or tomorrow, or next week. If you got this one right, then you know that the questions that are not asked can be more important than the ones that are. There's
This is
a room
why
with 3 light switches
me and
outside.
Riddles
Inside is a light
just
bulb.
never
You can
get
turn
along.
any switch on or off, but may only enter the room once. How do you find out which switch controls the light bulb?
I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just not gonna do it.
Although this riddle seems very difficult at first, it simply requires that we give a little bit of thought to how light bulbs actually behave. A bulb remains warm for several minutes after it's been turned off, so the actions we must take to find the right switch are simple. First, turn on the first switch for 5 minutes, then turn it off. Turn on the second switch and enter the room. If the bulb is off but warm to the touch, the first switch controls the bulb. If the light is on, the second switch controls the bulb. And if it's off but cold to the touch, it's the third switch. A man is stranded with no tools of any kind on an island. The island is completely covered in thick forests with steep cliffs on all sides. One day, with the wind blowing from the west, a fire starts on the west side of the island. It will quickly consume everything in its path. How does the man survive? Answer: this is another riddle that requires us to look at the conditions we've been given. Then think about how a fire would behave under these circumstances. In order to survive, the man must use a burning piece of wood from the fire to set another fire, a safe distance away from the first one, close to the east side of the island. The wind will push this smaller fire east, quickly burning out the east end of the island and providing a safe shelter for the man as the main fire approaches. There are 2 doors. One leads to heaven and one to hell. Each is guarded by a man. One will always lie, and the other will always tell the truth. But you don't know which is which. You may ask only one of them one question. What is it? Answer: different versions of this classic brain teaser have stumped people for decades. But the answer is actually quite simple. The question you must ask is, which door would the other guard tell me is the door to heaven? Then choose the opposite one. Here's the reasoning. If the guard you're asking is the one who always tells the truth, he will tell you correctly that the other guard would point you toward the door to hell. However, if you're asking the guard who always lies, he will tell you incorrectly that the other guard would also send you on the wrong path. So, whichever guard you ask, the opposite door from the one they suggest will always be the safe one.
Interesting. Well, that's it, guys. Maybe if you pause the video, I don't know if you was pausing the video and got any of the riddles, but for me, that would have taken ages and I don't have ages right now. So, without being said, like, comment, subscribe, share. The original video will be in the description below. Without further ado, I'm out. Peace. And don't forget to follow me on all my social medias.